You know there's a problem when you can't tell the difference between a number and a letter. Apparently I can't. Chuck Norris. This is a true story, just like my last video. And my friend Steve was there, so I have a witness. Let me start by saying that I am terrible at math. I'm not afraid to admit that, over the internet, to the entire world. I could never understand it. God knows how I passed. I especially have trouble with word problems. I could never pick up the information out of the words. I could never pick out what you needed to know. There was this test once where I wanted to do really, really well, so I studied really, really hard. Felt really confident, you know? I knew I was going to get higher than a 59%. Turns out my teacher forgot to make extra copies. Who gave him his common sense degree? But at least he wrote down the questions on the board in his handwriting. Now, I don't know about all the people who are watching this video right now. Hopefully my teacher isn't among them. But about 80% of the teachers I've had have terrible handwriting. This is your homework, everyone. Study up. And this teacher was one of them. As if I didn't have enough trouble understanding the math itself, I couldn't read the teacher's handwriting. I couldn't. So I get to the last problem on the test, which is a miracle in itself. But I couldn't tell if in the problem he had written a 5 or an S at a certain point, so it wasn't really clear if the S was a 5 or the 5 was an S. It was really confusing me. So I raised my hand, and I ask him, "Sir, is that a 5 or an S?" He looks at me for all of a second. And he says, "Yes." And then he just walks away. Yes? Yes? What the hell does that mean? Yes, it was a 5? Or yes, it was an S? What does yes mean? I was upset. Steve was laughing his ass off. Oh, I failed that test, by the way. If you were wondering. So what do you guys think it was? A 5, an S, or a yes? Until next time, be happy, be safe, and be yourself.